Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Creative Fun and we are gonna keep on trying to achieve greatness in X4 Foundations. So this is episode 3 of my tutorial series where I try to give you guys an introduction to X4 and its game mechanics in a little bit of more let's play style or narrative style. So we are doing things with a specific purpose and things are exploding in the background there. I think probably someone mined something. Anyway, in the previous episodes, we have done a couple of missions, earned a little bit of credits, and we have also raided some ancient data vaults, giving us more credits, and found some old ships that we have acquired and made our own, including this destroyer here. We have Captain Day up here, and we're going to visit our other captain. And this is Captain Kelman Katasalas. Kelman Katsalas. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Captain. Captain Kelm. So this is Captain Kelm and we're Captain Day, and they are now our trusty gang, apparently. And we are going to see if we can't find what this mysterious message is all about. So in the first episode, we received a mysterious message. And we're going to have a look at it. And it went like this: a wondrous opportunity. Dear recipient, I do hope that this message finds you well. The time has come to solve a great scientific mystery, and you have been selected to provide aid to one of the greatest minds of the current age. All that is required is a well-maintained ship and an amicable demeanor. On an unrelated note, it is always prudent to acquire a suitable life insurance policy. If this opportunity entices you, pay close attention to signal leaks nearby stations. Should you be skilled in decryption, the path to knowledge will be open to you. Good day. So, this is someone who has taken the time to send us a message. So I'm going to go to one of the stations here and start looking for signal leaks. Now, this is the start of one of the questline missions that is available to you in vanilla. So if you didn't catch that in my first episode, this run I am doing completely without any DLCs or mods. So we're doing just standard X4 Foundations. And the purpose of this playthrough is to kind of get any new players coming in a guide to how they can proceed in the game to kind of get to a point where they can do stuff that's fun. As you notice now, even without selling our destroyer here, we have over 2 million credits, which is a good starting money. We could potentially start building out a station with this kind of money, or acquire a couple of miners to earn us money in the background. We're going to do all of those things. But first I want to get the player HQ. The player HQ is a player-owned station, a unique type of station that opens up more things for you to do in the universe. You do require a little bit of resources and a little bit of skill to complete this quest line. So it's a good thing to just start out with a few ships and a little bit of cash on you. And we've reached that point now. So I don't think it matters which station you start scanning signal leaks on, but we're going to head to this large trade station here, since it's conveniently located right next to us. And we're going to enable short scan mode. I want to show off short scan mode. And we're going to see if we can find any signal leaks around the station. I'm going to scan them and see if we can kickstart this quest. So it's a little bit random. So it not necessarily just because we find a signal leak doesn't mean that we're automatically going to start the quest. There's a little bit of RNG involved here, so you might have to scan more or less signal leaks that I'm going to do. First comes first, I'm actually going to disable my missiles. I saw I still have it activated. I like to disable my weapons. You can enable and disable them here in the ship interaction menu, so I don't accidentally shoot anything I don't want to shoot while I am close to another faction's station. Here we can also activate short scan mode. It's just called scan mode, and it makes the cockpit go pink. And now we're going to go around the station and see if we can find any signal leaks. So it's definitely right in front of us here somewhere. There we have it. So they show up. I'm going to turn off scan mode here just to show you. If we turn off scan mode, You can still see the little object that's representing the signal leak, but if you turn on scan mode, it will kind of give off these sparks. So all I have to do is fly in close to this and see what happens.
One moment, please.
Press A.
That should do it. I had to disable my voice filter. I was beginning to think my messages were being intercepted by those split fellows. I'm a little disappointed that it was this easy. I don't suppose they sent you, did they? Oh, that would be quite devious.
Okay, so what do you need?
Assign the task to your ship computer. This is rather exciting.
So we're going to pick up an interface unit and fly to a scientific area, and then we're going to achieve a life's work. Okay, I'll accept this mission.
I placed the device on a nearby docking area. You should be getting the coordinates now.
So, okay, cool. So it's nice of him to prepare this so close to the station. Now, I believe it's quite random where this signal leak appears, and I don't know if you immediately get this that it immediately triggers the quest. You might have to scan a couple of signal leaks for the quest to trigger, but I think we got lucky and it triggered immediately. So we're just going to follow this little. This guy is a Boron, by the way. And the Borons were cut off from the Commonwealth due to the gates. Currently, there's no active gates to the Boron home world. There's a DLC called Kingdom's End that actually opens up the Boron home world to you and the Boron ships and so on. But for now, he's literally the only Boron around. So he wants us to go and find something, and he has placed it right here, an interface unit. So we're actually going to go and pick that one up and take it. So the Borons live in water, they're aquatic animals. Oh, he keeps talking. I'm going to talk over him now, because this is basically just a tutorial on the long-range scanner, which I have showed you a couple of times before. So the Borons are aquatic animals, and we just found something. Let's see, there we go. So the anomalies also shows up as these purple rings, just like the vaults. So we're going to fly into this anomaly. Anomalies takes you to, usually takes you to a random place. There are some quests and storylines in the various DLCs that involve anomalies. They will take you to a very specific place. As you notice here, as we get closer to the anomaly, okay, he wants us to drop a beacon, we will do that. Now beacon, good. So it wants us to fly into an anomaly, and as we get closer to the anomaly, we actually slow down. It gets harder and it kind of pushes you away. Fortunately, we have pretty good engines on this, so we can keep pushing on. So we're going to go straight into anomaly and see where we end up. As you can see, we're being pushed away now. We can't with full speed and not enter, so we need to boost into it. There we go.
Entering system. Grand exchange.
Beautiful. So we're just going to do what he tells us for now. So we're currently in the Grand Exchange. We haven't been here before, and it's not so far away from Black Hole Sun, which we started at. And this is more in the central area of the map, and so there's no highways here.
I am currently evaluating what equipment we will need to make the most of this location.
So let's deploy the resource probe. So he's giving us money to buy a ship. And the ship must contain 3 antimatter cells, and the ship is going to be destroyed. Now we could pocket the money and use our little vanguard for that, but I really don't want to destroy my starter ship, so we're actually going to go and buy a ship.
I have calculated that the ship will need to contain a small number of antimatter cells.
So I think the Elite Vanguard here was the best deal we could get. So it's a little bit expensive, but we have the cash, so it's really no problem for us. Since we're going to blow the ship up, I'm going to just give it I'm going to give it a travel Mark 1, so it's a little bit less slow. We don't need any weapons, no docking computer, no nothing, absolutely nothing. We're going to grab a pilot, and then we are just going to buy that ship. So of course we could have flown around and find more derelict ships and use that without having to spend any money on it, but for the sake of keeping this tutorial somewhat with the flow and intention of the quest line, we'll just buy the ship here. So any of these wharfs or shipyards that you have discovered, you can buy ships from, as long as you are above -9, I believe, or -10 in relationship, so you're not referred to as an enemy. So we are neutral. As long as you're neutral and upwards, you can buy a ship from whatever wharf. You don't need a satellite or anything close by. Just as long as they are discovered on your map, you can buy ships from them. You buy ships by right-clicking and then selecting buy ships. And here you can pick what type of ships, and certain ships requires a certain level of reputation. Other ships you can buy for cheap. Prices vary depending on how well stocked the shipyards are. A good way to get around, like if your shipyard is out of certain components or they're very expensive, is you can buy a hull of a ship and then you can fly it to an equipment dock. Equipment docks always sell equipment cheaper than shipyards because they're usually fully stocked. And that's because when the AI orders ships, they order ships directly fully featured from their shipyards. So equipment docks can be very useful to get satellites and equipments, or if you want to upgrade your ships, much cheaper than at a wharf or a shipyard. And as the game progresses and moves along, there might be situations where there are deficits of hull parts or other equipments that make it difficult to order ships. So while we're waiting, we actually have a mine disposal mission just showed up here. So if I accept this one, it's actually right next to, let's see here, the gate over there. Back up here. So while we're waiting for our guy here to show up, we are going to activate our weapons and we are going to blow up some mines. And I'm going to send him to explore. So if you click there, he's going to jump in here and he's going to start looking for a gate, hopefully. While he does that, we are going to destroy these mines. There we go. So we got us a little bit of reputation and we got some cash, and now we're going to fly straight into this gate. And the reason we're doing that is because I want this guy, which is now going to be heading this direction here. He should be able to find his way now to this trading station here and buy some antimatter cells. And we need a total of 3, I believe. So 3 antimatter cells. Gonna cost us a whopping 363 credits. So at least we're not losing money on this job. And we're getting a 2-star pilot that we hopefully we're going to be able to pull out before we destroy our ship. And potentially we're going to put that 2-star pilot in our strong arrow here. So he or she, I don't remember if there was a guy or a girl, let's see. Alistair Eris. Alistair, EE we can call him or her. And he's going to be joining my ship. In the meantime, we are going to send this guy here, our Odyssey Vanguard. It would be great if we can get some intel, because I'm probably going to want to hire a builder ship soon enough. And we're going to see here, best place to get a builder ship will be fairly close to this station here. So I wonder where we could find a good builder ship. We actually have one there, because once we get to player HQ, we're going to want to do that. I'm going to send the ship in here for a while at least, so we have it here, so it can help scout out, because when you start building a station, you are going to need a builder. And this is a builder ship. And to hire them, you need to be able to see them. They would need to be within range of a satellite or a ship that you can see. So sometimes getting these builder ships can be quite tricky in the beginning, because you don't have a vast satellite cover network. So we're going to head back now to the station here, and our Vanguard is going to be right behind us. So what I've done here is I have equipped, or I've enabled the match speed function. So my ship will try to match the speed of the ship that I have target, and I can use my right now I'm using the button on my controller to speed up a bit, so I maintain a bit higher speed, and then I just let it go and it will kind of slow down back to that ship's speed. So I'm gonna get a little bit closer, see if we can do a bit of formation flying here.
Is evacuated. It is far too early in this experiment for needless casualties.
It's far too early in this experiment. Okay, so we need to grab this person here. So I wonder if I can just tell him to transfer crew. So remove all orders and assignment, so you're no longer part of my group, and then transfer crew. And we are going to make you captain of my ship. Can I exchange captain? Yes. So the transfer crew exchange captain, so you get 0 captains, and I get 1 captain. Confirm. Good. So I'm going to back up here.
Very good. We seem to be ready for the initial test. I would advise that you clear the area, as there are a number of unknowns. The tear is expanding. It's about to reach the ship. The antimatter will most likely detonate. What is this? Some large artificial structure.
Cool. So we successfully managed to get the station to be teleported here, and we now have this unknown station, and it's quite close to 2 Teladi stations here. What we're going to do now is we're going to send our destroyer over here, potentially. No, what we are going to do is we are going to actually, because I see a couple of build ships here, and we're going to use that as an opportunity to check out building. So you right click on a station you want to build something, and then you select plan build. The blueprints available to you here can be attached to any station. Hilariously enough, and this is the first time I've seen this, there's a Teladi station inside our build perimeters. We'll see how the game manages to solve that. But regardless, that's going to be troublesome when we then eventually unlock station teleporting. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So we do have a few blueprints here. We're going to later use this to actually build a station and energy cell facility. However, all we need to do now is building a basic dock so we can dock on this station. So let's see here. Do we have other modules? I would prefer to attach the dock to one of these cross-section modules, so it's easier to expand. I always make the mistake of putting the dock directly in one of these entry points here. So we're going to build a cross structure here, and we're going to add a dock on top of that, like that. Doesn't need to be very fancy. We can confirm modular changes, and we're immediately going to go down. We're going to assign money, or we can assign money immediately. Just accept estimate. So once you confirm changes, you go down here and you accept how much money they want. And now we need to assign a builder. Since we had a builder on sensor here, we're going to pick one of these two here. I'm going to pick you, select. I think it costs about 50,000 credits to hire one. That's why you want some money in advance. And now, if we're lucky, as you can see here, we have resources that were needed. We need Claytronics, energy cells, and hull parts. Seems like some of this is already on their way. Which is perfect. We have 51 Claytronics and 185 hull parts. I wonder where we got those from. I have no idea. So anyway, right now we have put out a call. We want to spend this amount of money to buy all of this, and as I think we can, here you can see, like, now somebody accepted our order. A Paranid high-tech freighter, a Helios E, is coming in 7 minutes to give us 12 Claytronics, and hopefully energy cells and hull parts won't be far away. The problem is, like, if it takes too much time, you can go out yourself and find the necessary um, resources. And we don't have a cargo ship right now, but we have a destroyer that has a reasonable amount of cargo space. A small amount of cargo space. It should be sufficient to get what we need. And we actually have a hull part factory here, so it's going to show you what happens. We're going to take this destroyer and we're going to buy some hull parts. I'm going to go and do that. Actually, I'm going to show you how to do that. So we don't need to have any cargo drones. And for this ship to transfer cargo, it needs cargo drones. So we're going to go to the equipment dock here. We're going to upgrade and repair, and we're going to pick consumables and cargo drones. So we're going to give ourselves 6 cargo drones. A little bit expensive, but we're going to get most of that money back once we sell the ship. So confirm orders. And then we are going to shift click on this hull parts factory, and we are going to buy 141 drones. And then we're going to shift click and send it here, and it's going to tell us, going to give us a little pop-up message down here once it has arrived, and then we can transfer the hull parts. Perfect. Now, while it's doing that, most likely we're going to have other people fill the orders, but we're going to want to expand this station with more stuff. So having some extra hull parts available is actually quite good. So we're going to have this destroyer run around and buy probably some resources, hull parts, energy cells, and whatnot, to fill the build storage of this station. And I think this is a good place to finish episode 3. So we scanned some signal leaks. We got in touch with a Boron scientist who then helped us discover the station, which is now under our command. Right now we can't dock with it, we can't do anything with it, so we need to build a dock. So our current mission, our current quest is to build a dock so we can land on the station and explore the interior. Next episode we're going to have a look, we're going to continue this quest. Probably this Boron is probably going to want to travel to the station, so we're probably going to have to help him with that. And once we've done that, we are going to have a look at the Hatikwa questline. Parallel to that, we are going to be working towards getting our first space station up and building reputation with the Argons, so we can start acquiring more advanced military hardware. Because if we want to go and punch the Xenons here in Hatikwa, we're going to need some passive, stable income, so we can afford to take losses, afford to build up our fleet. And we are also going to need the reputation required to acquire those military assets. Our main goal for this playthrough is just to get acquainted with the vanilla stuff in Explore Foundations. And I think eventually we're going to finish off this playthrough by building a defense station here in Hatikwa, and that's going to cost us a lot of money and requires a lot of reputation. So that's going to be something we're going to work towards. But right now we got player HQ. We haven't quite been able to use it just yet, and we're going to send our destroyer to get some cargo drones so he can help with filling up the build storage. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and goodbye.